The fear of non-existence. Many people live with a fear that, everything's an illusion and we don't really exist. It's also intermingled with a fear that there's no purpose. And actually, those two things are so intricately intertwined that we can't really examine one without the other. The fear of non-existence comes from so many philosophies that tell us we shouldn't be what we are. We should be something better than, more perfect than what we are. And those philosophies talk in kind of very mystical language about removing ourselves from our minds, ignoring our emotions, trying to live in a place of nothingness. And while these ideas are based on kind of a subtle truth, when they're given wrong or interpreted wrong, it can make it seem like you shouldn't exist at all. In fact, some people go so far as to say, I don't exist, nothing exists. Because if you're going to say nothing exists, you have to say, I don't exist, right? And yet we do exist. So it seems like it'd be a lot more valuable to examine who we actually are rather than what we're trying to not be. I mean, that just kind of makes such obvious sense when you think about it just for a second. How can we even examine what we're not supposed to be? You can't examine it, because there's nothing there. I mean, we can do some really silly mind games, like I'm not supposed to be a flower. Well, yeah, you're not. But it's a lot more valuable to think about, inquire into, like, who are we? What are we actually? And you have to start with the basic premise that you do exist. You do exist. Your imagination can create things that don't exist. And that's the only problem. If we get confused about what's reality and what's imagination, then we get caught in just this vicious loop of trying to figure out who we are based on illusion. You can't find who you are based on illusion. You can immediately find who you are based on reality. You're you. And as a matter of fact, in non-duality, things get so twisted up so quickly and easily. Some of our most fabulous teachers of non-duality throughout time have tried to explain this to us, but the words have got mangled. Like apophagy, I am that I am. I mean, yeah, that's totally true if you know what it means, but if you don't know what it means, it's just simply confusing. I think it's way easier to just say, I am me. Now, what does that mean? You can step into yourself that way. There's no way to confuse that perhaps you don't exist. I'm me. And now this idea is so intricately intertwined with, is there a purpose? Is there a purpose to life? Is there a purpose to you? If you don't know that you exist, how would you find a purpose? But the second you're like, I'm me, and you start examining how deeply that me is interconnected with everything, then purpose just naturally exists. One thing that we can trust is our bodies. Your body knows it has purpose. Just try to not breathe for a minute, and your body will completely rebel. It will want that next breath. It's not even thinking about it. It doesn't care. Your body just wants to breathe in that next breath. Because purpose is so much a part of exactly who we are. It can't be separated. It can't be separated from your breath. Your breath just wants to breathe. Your heart just beats and beats. I mean, so many things, like your hair grows, you get hungry and you want to eat. So you can kind of trust this urge of your body to exist and let yourself be an integrated part of that. You want to exist. You know you exist. And once that is like the solid core of your being, then life can come up without constantly hitting walls of your imagination of what and who you think you are. And then once we have to hit that point to start out with before we can actually start examining, well, so what does this mean? And then from that point, you can go deeper and deeper into it. And the only thing you will ever find when you inquire that way is connection. You will only find relationship, because once you exist, you absolutely do not exist as a separate thing. You are so intertwined with everything that then life is just an adventure of discovering these connections. Then we can be connected with the earth around us. We can be connected with the people around us. Once we exist, then purpose just exists. And then we want to express that purpose with each other just as much as we want to draw in that next breath. So yes, you do exist. Your illusions, however, are illusions. It's just that simple. Illusions actually exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to create them, right? So it's easy. Your spiritual studies should have regular times where you just relax into who you are. Do you know who you are? Yes, you're you. I'm me. Life is life. The earth is earth. Everything interconnects with each other, and it's an adventure finding that all out.